Hello, I'm Kat. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, which I think I'm going to try to aim to do this monthly, and we can see if this will end up being a bit of a recurring series. But I would like to talk to you about all of the books that are coming out in May that I am interested in. So hope for this monthly, we'll just be kind of going over all the new releases that I find interesting and maybe giving you a few things to look out to potentially add to your TBR as well. So I read primarily fantasy and sci-fi and romantasy, also romance. So that's going to be kind of the emphasis of the books that we're going over today. But let's dive in. I think I have about 10-ish books that I'm really interested in getting to this month, or if not this month, very soon. Just books that have really caught my eye. And yeah, let's just start chatting about these and see what ones maybe you'd be interested in as well. And if you haven't already, I would love if you would consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Kat. I do a ton of bookish videos on here and just all things about fantasy, sci-fi, romantasy, everything I'm interested in. So let's just dive into this. I'm at that time of night too where like the sun comes in very weirdly, so we'll see how this angle works out. But the first one I really want to talk about is The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, and I have to say this is probably it's one of my most anticipated books of the year. Joe Abercrombie, easily one of my all-time favorite authors. There's a few of his books I haven't read his more YA stuff, but the First Law trilogy and The Age of Madness are probably two of my all-time favorite fantasy series like in the world, especially The Age of Madness. Like I truly cannot explain how much I love this one. But The Devils, this is an epic new fantasy. It features a notorious band of anti-heroes on a delightfully bloody and raucous journey, which those like are everything I want from him. Anything that's kind of dark, anything that's a little morally ambiguous, anything that's a little iffy, you know, I want that. So we have a brother Diaz has been summoned to the sacred city where he is certain a commendation and grand holy assignment awaits him. But his new flock is made up of unrepentant murderers, practitioners of ghostly magics, and outright monsters. The mission he is tasked with will require bloody measures from them all in order to achieve its righteous end. So that sounds exciting. I love morally ambiguous characters. I love dark characters. I love a little journey, a little band of misfits. All of it sounds so good. So going in a very different route. Next we have My Friends by Fredrick Bachman. I've loved like most of the things that I've read from him. In particular, People with Anxiety. Is it Anxious People? And Baritone are both ones that I've really enjoyed. So this one's an unforgettably funny, deeply moving tale of four teenagers whose friendship creates a bond so powerful that it changed a complete stranger's life 25 years later. Don't really need to know much more about that. All of his books are like very emotionally hard-hitting, and that's like obviously like the most common theme throughout them. And I do have a feeling that it will just be beautiful and lyrical in perfection. Overgrowth by Mira. I am ridiculously obsessed with basically everything that she comes out with. So yeah, if you didn't know, Mira Grant is just Shauna Maguire, but I do believe that Mira Grant is the name that she uses for all of her sci-fi releases. So on this one, we have a main character who, since she is 3 years old, she's been telling anyone who would listen that she's an alien disguised as a human being, and that the armada that left her on Earth is coming for her. And since she was 3 years old, no one has believed her. Now, with an alien signal from the stars being broadcast around the world, humanity is finally starting to realize that it's already been warned and it may be too late. The invasion is coming. Stasia's biological family is on the way to bring her home, and very few family reunions are willing to cross the gulf of space just for one misplaced child. I'm really excited for this one. One of Mira Grant's sci-fis, Into the Drowning Deep, is one of my all-time favorite books, so really excited to see what else she comes out with always. Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. This is book 5 actually, in her Windy City series, which is just a big group of sports romances and just following different characters of athletes who are based out of Chicago and all of their different relationships. Okay, who is this one? Oh, so we're following, okay. So this is one character who's been very popular in a lot of the other books named Rio, and we're finally getting his story. So he's been kind of like this lovable golden retriever, younger brother type of character throughout all the books that like all of the women end up being best friends with. And I'm really excited for this. So it seems like, so their second chance, this is the second chance romance. So it was when I was 11, my family moved next door to his. When I was 13, he was my first crush. When I was 16, we fell for each other. When I was 19, we broke each other's hearts. So I'm very excited for this. There are just really good romances. I've given multiple books within the series 5 stars. So really excited to get to this one and see what it might have in store. This one, so I don't know a crazy amount about it, but everything I hear makes me interested. And this is called Anji Kills a King by Evan Leakham. And the tagline for this, it's an unlikely assassin struggles to escape a legendary bounty hunter in this breakneck fantasy debut. So fantasy debut sounds great. I always love to see new authors. So we have Anji works as a castle servant, cleaning laundry for a king she hates. So when a rare opportunity presents itself, she seizes the chance to cut his throat. Then she runs for her life. In her wake, the kingdom is thrown into disarray, while a bounty bigger than anyone could ever imagine lands on her head. That sounds fantastic and super fun. I'm really excited for that one. One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. I have very mixed feelings about her books. She usually comes out with a romance every summer that's set in Canada, and some of them have been good. I will say I preferred her first book. And haven't necessarily loved any of the others since then, but I'm still excited to get into it. I do find they're very good beach reads. So I think if I am not mistaken, we are following the brother from the first book. So the first book ended up being a bit of a love triangle, and we're following the brother who was not chosen, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll definitely be picking this one up. Whether or not I'm gonna love it, I don't even care. I like to have a nice, good, decent beach read. The Incandescent by Emily Tesh. I've definitely read. What have I read from her? Some Desperate Glory, which was a very, very interesting sci-fi that had some really weird mind melding things happening within it. So I'm excited for this one to see if we have any of those weird elements within it, because I do think that a lot of their books come out with some weird things. So this one is a sapphic dark academia fantasy. Okay. We're following the director of magic at this magical school. She's one of the most powerful magicians in England. Her days consist of meetings, teaching A-level invocation to 4 talented chaotic sixth formers. I don't really know what that means. That's some kind of British thing. More meetings and securing the school's boundaries from demonic incursions. She is good at her job. No, great at her job. But demons are masters of manipulation. It's her responsibility to keep her school with its 600 students and centuries-old legacy safe. And it's possible the entity she needs most to keep her school safe from herself. Okay, I'm excited. I have a prediction that this is going to be weird, and I'm excited for that. Next, we have The Night in the Mall by Rachel Gilig. I feel like so many other people out there, I really, really loved her One Dark Window / Two Twisted Crowns duology. And that was one that just had a very interesting magic system. It was very, very creative, the way that she went about a lot of it. It was romantasy, but the magic system itself ended up being the primary driving force for why I really like that one. And so yeah, I'm excited to get into this one from her. I think that this one does sound interesting too. It's gothic, which I love. I love a good gothic fantasy. It's a gothic miscloaked tale of a young prophetess forced on an impossible quest with the one knight whose future is beyond her sight. Everything about that just sounds so wonderful, and I'm really, really excited. Stephen King is coming out with a new novel, which I know Stephen King isn't necessarily for everyone, but I do tend to really, really enjoy his books. I've been starting to keep up with them again recently. I hadn't for a long time, and I don't know, in the last few years, I kind of decided to really get back into his stuff, and it's been wonderful. I've been really, really enjoying and really having a great time. So this is an extraordinary new novel with intertwining storylines. One about a killer on a diabolical revenge mission, and another about a vigilante targeting a feminist celebrity speaker, featuring the beloved Holly Gibney and a dynamic new cast of characters. Okay, so my only thing is, I feel I don't know if I really love the character of Holly. Did it come out last year or the year before? He did come out with a book that was entitled Holly, and was really, really getting more into her character. She has appeared in quite a few of his books, and I have not read all of them. I do need to go back and really read probably the full story arc that she goes through. So I guess I don't know if she's necessarily my favorite. I don't know if she's necessarily the one I'd be most excited to see, but I'm always excited to see where it goes in books. And his last novel that he did come out with, Holly, was a very, very strong 5-star for me. So that's a good sign. A Curse, what's it called? Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle Jensen. This is a sequel to I have the name at the tip of my head. I think it's A Curse Inked in Blood, maybe. I think that's what it was, but it was a Viking-inspired romantasy that she came out with last year. So the sequel's coming out this month. I'm interested in it. Didn't love the first book a crazy amount, but I enjoyed it enough that I am excited to get to this one, I have to say. I'm really, really excited for Immaculate Conception by Ling Huang. They came out with, I always think I own copies of these, and I'm looking to my shelves, but Natural Beauty, which was a twisty, weird horror that was really, really diving into beauty standards and the extreme lengths that women tend to go to achieve certain things, while also achieving this really Eurocentric type of beauty. And it was weird, and it was twisted, and it just kind of messed with my mind, and I loved that book. So of course I'm excited to get to another one from them, which I'm hoping it will be same vibe. Like, I do tend to really hope to go into book, like I like weird kind of horror, kind of like makes you think books. And in this one, so Enka meets Mathilde in art school and is instantly drawn to her. Mathilde makes art that feels truly original, and Enka, trying hard to prove herself in this fiercely competitive world, pours everything into their friendship. But when Mathilde's fame and success cause her begin drifting away, Enka becomes desperate to keep. So, enter scaffold, purported to enhance empathy. This cutting-edge technology could allow Enka to inhibit Mathilde's mind and access her memories, artistic inspiration, and deep-seated trauma. Undergoing this procedure would link Enka and Mathilde forever, but at what cost? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna love this. Add a book with some type of weird technology, some type of new technology, and us following the ramifications on regular people. Sign me up, sign me up. Those are 100% like my favorite type of slightly weird sci-fi-esque books. So I'm ridiculously excited. Fate Forged, oh my god, I can't speak. A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel Mcbride. I believe this is a fantasy romance. To become the first queen in centuries, a powerfully blessed blacksmith must use her wits and fire magic to overthrow the corrupt powers ruling her kingdom, while also fighting her growing desire for one of her dragon-riding adversaries. And the first book of a sizzling Celtic-inspired fantasy romance duology. That sounds very promising to me, I have to say. That sounds very, very promising. It has a lot of things that could work. And anytime that there is dragons, you know, sign me up. I'm always down. Devney Perry is coming out with her first romantasy book. This one's called Sheer of Sparrows. So you might know her for, she's written the, what are they called? The Edens, which is a series of like small town romances. She's written other stuff, but this is where I primarily know her. This is a slow burn, high stakes romantasy where enemies become lovers, monsters stalk a cursed realm, and a forgotten princess finds the strength to tear off her crown and become the warrior she was never meant to be. So a little bit more. The god sent monsters to the 5 kingdoms to remind mortals they must kneel. I spent my life kneeling to their will and to my father's. As a princess, my only duty is to wear the crown and obey the king. I was never meant to rule, never meant to fight, and I was never supposed to be the daughter who sealed an ancient treaty with her own blood. But that changed in the fateful day I stepped into my father's throne room, the day a legendary monster hunter sailed to our shores, the day a prince ruined my life. Sounds interesting. They have a really, really beautiful special edition on Amazon too. And then the final book I wanted to bring up is just another romance that I'm really excited for. And this is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. It is book 3 in an interconnected romance series, just following a group of friends. And I'm really excited for this one because the main character, what we know of her so far is that she seems to be very uninterested in a serious relationship and instead wants to really date around. And I'm really, really excited to see her story. So yeah, that's the final one that we have to talk about. So thanks for looking through this list. I would love to know down below, what are the books that you're most excited for this month? If there's any others that I haven't mentioned today that you're really excited to get to and you think I might enjoy, or just that you're excited in general, please let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and maybe I'll keep doing some videos going over new releases every month. I would really, really like to do this. Just one, to, you know, take a look at everything I'm excited for, and also just like chat about books. I always love it. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you in a video soon. Bye.